Hey, greetings, Saberland. So, coming at you with another video. This one is regarding an LGT hilt that I posted about in the Vire Sabers community a few times. But I felt like I wanted to make a video about this because a lot of folks who are getting more into the LGT market with Proffie and Neopixel sabers are starting to also get involved with a lot more like modifications of those sabers, which is really cool. It's nice to see a lot of folks getting creative with even with their LGT hilts and doing some neat things with them. Now, I myself, I'm not really a saber smith in that sense. I don't really have any skills with like really good weathering or etching or anything like that. I don't really work with metals very well, but I like to tinker around with like little designs. So this is my my LGT hilt that I customized to to the best of my ability. I didn't really do no soldering or anything like that. So what this is a Vire Sabers build your own that I purchased a little while ago, a couple of months back. This has the Menace Pommel. I think this is I'm not sure if this is I think this is the Admiral Grip. And then it has a Gatekeeper switch, or excuse me, a Gatekeeper Emitter and a Guardian switch, right? So yeah, Gatekeeper Emitter, Guardian switch, Admiral Grip, Menace Pommel. And what I did was I had gotten the SaberForge Cleric, the empty, right when they got released, and I got it mainly because I really like the shroud designs. When I got the hilt, wasn't really a big fan of the hilt design. I thought it was a little chunky, it was a little big. It's like 13 inches or something. So I pulled the shrouds off and then sold the hilt itself without the shrouds. I figured one of the saber builders out there who like to take hilts, like from Korbanth 89 Sabers or SaberForge or wherever, and mod them. I figured somebody would, find something interesting to do with it. So, yeah, I basically sold off the shroudless hilt for like, $40 or something. Kept the shrouds, and then started taking a look at all of my other sabers to see, where they might fit. And lo and behold, originally I had a Fang emitter on here from Vire Sabers, but what I found was it was sort of the similar emitter design with that sort of curvature up, but the Fang emitter. Let's see if I have it. I can show you. There it is. The Fang emitter. Originally I had these on this, but I'm not sure if you can tell. But the Fang emitter is it's a little thinner. It's not as structurally thick as the Gatekeeper emitter. And then I noticed that the Gatekeeper emitter also has these vertical windows here, all the way around the base of the emitter, which also allowed for the shrouds to do like a better reflection dance with the light on the saber, right? And then I had this greeblie left over from a Korbanth hilt I bought months ago. It was sitting around in my spare parts box, so I thought, oh cool, this will look nice on it. So I went ahead and put that one on, and then I put another red thumbscrew, which is essentially my blade retention screw, in the same color, just to match that for a little color coordination, and also to match the 80 switch light when it turns on. So all in all, it's a really nice. I like the way it turned out. The shrouds hold on better on this emitter than they did on this one, mostly because of this thickness. So the original screws that came with this, and again, this is another issue I ran into because SaberForge is an American company, so they don't use metric on their screws. but these LGT hilts are you know, sourced in China, so their holes are all metric. So originally, when I tried to put it on this one, you can tell it sort of started to gouge the screw hole a little bit. So I was able to find some slightly longer M4 screws rather than the 832s that were able to go all the way through, and just that little extra, you know, fraction of a millimeter of thickness was enough so that it goes through this emitter just a little bit better, and touches the blade just enough to where it acts like sort of like half a retention screw, but it doesn't go through so deep that it punctures the blade or sticks out from the shroud. So now that I like this, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the shrouds off, ship them out to an etcher, get the shrouds etched, but then I'm also going to ask them to do a second hole tap on the shroud, so that and then do a second drill on the emitter so that I can do a double screw onto the shroud just to really lock it in place, sort of like what you see on a flagship, or you know, or a falling hilt, where they've got the two. Because just having one like these, it's pretty tight, but I feel like having a second one in there will really lock it down, so that whenever the shrouds get, like, if they ever get dinged on the top from like another blade, they won't just bend in. The second screw will sort of help lock it in place. But anyway, so yeah, really cool. Also considering maybe adding a grip extension, and like maybe a 1.5-inch grip extension, maybe extending it the length out to about there, and then doing like a wrap on the middle and on top of the extension, you know, from the top of the pommel up to here. And this is running a Proffie. So this is a, whoops, wrong side. So this is a Proffie Neopixel. So I do have a lot of fun putting new blade styles and sound fonts on this when I can, when I think of sort of themes to do. So yeah, I think all in all, this is probably going to be one of the more permanent LGT hilts in my collection that I'm going to keep. So I really dig it. So yeah, anyway, just wanted to show everybody what I was doing with this one, and yeah, happy sabering, everyone. Thanks for watching. Take care.